Grief is the most devastating expression of love. Yet each year, more than 8 million Americans are forced to cope with the loss of a loved one. Survivors describe the process of bereavement as a feeling of being adrift or out of control. It's even described as very similar to fear. In fact, according to one study, within 2 months after a death occurs, about 20% of those in grief meet criteria for a major depressive episode. That's 1.6 million people. Studies show that there is an increased rate in sudden cardiac death within 6 months of bereavement, suggesting that cardiovascular health is altered. A medical link has been found between sleep and the immune system, and still another study describes reduced lymphocyte response in the bereaved. Lymphocytes are a type of white blood cell found in the spinal column immune system, and they play an important role in the body's ability to fight off illness. Grief is emotionally and physically draining, yet the physical implications are often overlooked. Hi, I'm Janice Servant of Open Mind, and I've heard of everything from chest pains and headaches to insomnia, even the inability to cry. I've had people say to me, am I going crazy? All this led me to question what is actually taking place within the body, and I was surprised to learn that there are more than 25 common physical symptoms during this process. Now, it's always wise to speak to your physician about your concerns, and hopefully shining light on this topic will provide a sense of reassurance during a time which in so many respects seems way beyond our control. Increased blood circulation causes the lungs to pump more rapidly, leading to a shortness of breath and shallow breathing. Digestion stops or slows during times of great stress, and salivation glands, which normally balance stomach acids, slow in production. At the same time, the stomach walls produce additional acids. This is the perfect setup for a host of problems with digestion, food processing, and gastrointestinal disorders, as well as a reduced metabolism. Prolonged stressful situations make it difficult for the body to rest and replenish itself. Plus, when the adrenals are not secreting the proper amount of hormones, insomnia is a possibility. This yo-yo effect can affect sleep cycles, switching from periods of too much to not enough sleep. The heart operates at an increased pace during times of great stress, causing magnesium levels to drop. As the heart beats at an accelerated rate, anxiety, panic attacks, cold sweats, and waves of distress can occur. With the heart pumping faster, more blood is sent to extremity muscles, followed by after periods of decreased blood supply to the same areas. Weakness, less muscle tone, muscle pains, cramping, and more can occur. A host of reasons, from lack of sleep to dilated pupils, can help to explain increased headaches or migraines. Bad fats and sugars are released into the bloodstream during times of great stress, flooding over the brain as well as around the capillaries of the eyes, ears, and nose. As this glucose floods the eye capillaries, frustrating visual side effects can occur, to include changes in vision. In addition, extreme grief can cause the inability to cry, as well as the inability to stop crying. When possible, let those tears flow, as tears are a method for the body to release build-up toxins. Sexual organs can actually slow or even shut down during grief. Saliva glands also experience adjustments during this time. They can cease to function, causing a dry mouth as well as difficulty swallowing. When magnesium stores in the body are running low, cravings can be triggered for chocolate and olives as well as salty snacks. Blood vessels become constricted in many parts of the body to allow for a greater supply to flow to the extremities, causing a sense of coldness. These adjustments in the blood activity help you to understand a host of complaints, such as changes in blood circulation, pressure, and the inability to stay warm. With the body experiencing such lows, the brain can become a victim of this physical domino effect by experiencing an imbalance in cortisol, and the right amount is important for proper functioning during stress. Symptoms can include increased fears, anxiety, depression, periods of confusion, difficulty concentrating, and less memory recall. This can also reflect in the ability to be less tolerant and more readily frustrated. Low blood sugar and fluctuations in activity from high to low can cause the body to experience periods of shakiness or trembling. After moments of increased stress have passed, the body naturally goes through a down period during which it attempts to recuperate. During this time, it is less able to respond to stress and is less resistant to increased stimulation. During this letdown phase, you feel more tired and listless, requiring periods of rest. You may feel exhausted, fatigued, listless, and aimless. When the brain senses a low blood sugar level, it will send a hormonal message to the adrenal glands to pour adrenaline into the system. While this causes the blood sugar level to rise and will feed the brain again, it can also cause feelings of fearfulness without an external object to actually fear. Other symptoms include teeth grinding and hair loss, all leading to a lower lymphatic circulation, a slower response time, and a reduced immune system. So the question becomes, what can we do to help the body, aid the body during this time? Grief is a natural process, and many of the symptoms for relief are natural as well. Should you have problems with digestion, a great idea would be to stay with as many fresh fruits and vegetables as you possibly can, and it's very, very important to drink a lot of water. Drinking water will flush the body and build up toxins. It helps to dry mouth, and it even replenishes much needed oxygen back into the bloodstream. There are two nutrients that are depleted during the process of stress as it works through the body. One is magnesium and the other is calcium. Great sources for magnesium would be bananas, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, all sorts of beans, lentils, and tomato paste. A great source for calcium would be collard greens, spinach, cornbread, wheat flour, yogurt, milk, and if you're not comfortable drinking milk, it's fine to take supplements. And an old-fashioned but excellent remedy for relaxation is herbal tea, especially chamomile. It's wonderful as a stress buster, it's full of antioxidants, and it helps you to sleep at night. Any form of relaxation is helpful because it sends a deliberate positive signal to your brain. Dr. Herbert Benson conducted a study, designed a process, and wrote books on just this concept. A physical state of rest or meditation, called the relaxation response, actually alters the way the body responds to stress. The clear benefits of meditation and conscious breath work cannot be overlooked. When feeling stressed, we automatically tend to take short, shallow breaths from the upper chest. You can deliberately counteract this process by consciously taking long, slow, deep breaths. This sends a ceasefire signal to your brain, giving your body a much-needed break. In addition, you inhale fresh oxygen and slow that rapid heartbeat. Start with a short 5-minute time frame. Sit quietly and focus on counting 10 long, slow, deep breaths. If you find yourself drifting from your count, simply begin again. I didn't want to forget to mention one more point. During periods of stress, the surface capillaries in your hands and feet can become constricted, leaving these areas feeling cold. Any form of gentle exercise will help, even simply walking. Now to recap, it's important to drink lots of water to flush the toxins from your system. It's important to take long, slow, deep breaths to slow down that automatic response that's taking place for stress. It's important to replenish the magnesium and the calcium in your diet. And most of all, it's important to be gentle with yourself during this time. I wish you much peace and strength. Thanks for stopping by.